بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. May Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in good manners. May Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in status. May Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in rizq. May Allah Azza wa Jal gather us into paradise as He has gathered us here tonight. And may Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in our iman as we study continuing the series of mastering manners. Right, how to develop manners, the prophetic mannerisms of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Last week and the last 2 weeks, actually, we've been talking about just one verse, right? And that is, who remembers that verse? There's gonna be a lot of questions today. خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. Right? خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. And we discussed the first two parts of this verse in the past 2 weeks. خذ العفو, take what is given freely. وأمر بالعرف, that is enjoined in what is good, what is the urf. And وأعرض عن الجاهلين. And this is what we will be talking about this week. Last week we talked about the part of وأمر بالعرف, to enjoin in that which is good, that what the people know of good, that which does not contradict Islamic principle. That is to do good things for people regardless of how they treat you, regardless of what they do to you. And we talked specifically about this in the aspect or the concept of keeping ties or keeping family relationships. And we quoted a couple of hadith that you can watch on the YouTube series if you have not heard it already. Now, today we'll be talking about the last part of this beautiful ayah, and that is وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. Right? وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. Turn away from those who are ignorant. Right? Turn away from the ignorant. That is, ignore the people who slander and disrespect you. Slander and disrespect you. Allah Azza wa Jal, He forbids us to retaliate against ignorant people by insulting them back. Right? By insulting them back. In one ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. Right? This is the characteristics of the believer. And I'll translate it here now. And the servants of the most merciful are those who walk upon the earth easily or humbly. And when the ignorant address them harshly, they say words of peace. Right? They say words of peace, or they say in itself salam. Right? They say in it of itself salam. So this idea, this concept of ignorance that Allah Azza wa Jalla describes, وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ. Why are they described as jahilun? Or in this ayah, the ayah that we're focusing on, وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ, where Allah Azza wa Jalla says, turn away from those who are ignorant. What are they ignorant about? Or what are they ignorant to? They are ignorant to your rights as a Muslim, right? Your rights and your honor as a Muslim. If someone is disrespecting you or dishonoring you or slandering you, they are ignorant of your rights upon them, right? Your rights upon them. So they are called jahilun because they are ignorant of your rights, which include slandering and disrespecting you, not slandering and disrespecting you. And the beautiful example of this is Salim ibn Abdullah. Does anyone know who Salim is? Ibn Abdullah, sorry. Salim ibn Abdullah. Does anyone know of who he is? Not convert or revert. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu. Right? So Salim was the son of Abdullah. Abdullah was the son of Umar radiallahu anhu. Right? Salim was the son of Abdullah. Abdullah was the son of Umar. And Salim ibn Abdullah was actually named or nicknamed as one of Sab'a al-Fuqaha al-Medina, one of the 7 major jurists of Medina. So he had, of course, you're talking about the lineage, right? The knowledge that was passed down from Abdullah and from Umar radiallahu anhu. So this is a very knowledgeable person, right? Salim, if you don't know Salim, you can study his biography. So he was one of the 7 jurists of Medina. And there's a beautiful story where he comes across a group of people who are hanging cowbells upon their cows, right? So their cows are wearing cowbells. And this was prohibited, right? So Salim, he goes to these people and he tells them, right, this is haram, right? This is something that is not allowed. So they say, or their reply to him is very interesting. They say, نَحْنُ أَفْقَهُ مِنْكَ, that we are more knowledgeable about this than you. Right? They are telling Salim, we are more knowledgeable about this than you. You're talking about Salim ibn Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, right? One of the seven major jurists of Medina. And they are saying this about him. They know who he is. Right? So they're saying, نَحْنُ أَفْقَهُ مِنْكَ. We are more knowledgeable about this matter than you. And that is that they were forbidden. Their claim was that we were forbidden to hang the big bells, not the small bells. We were forbidden to hang the big bells, not the small bells. So what was Salim's response to this? He turns his face away and he says, وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ, right? Implementing the very verse, وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ, to turn away from the ignorant, right? The people that if you see that someone is really just saying something bluntly or saying something that you know is not true, right? وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. You feel that they're ready to argue, they're ready to pick a fight, right? They're ready to try to battle you. Salam, right? Say words of peace, and just continue on with your way. Don't try to win the battle if you think that the battle can be won by the person. If you think that there can be a constructive conversation, you're more than welcome to have a constructive conversation. But you think that the person himself is ignorant, is not able to change his ways, or that person is ready to start a debate with you, then it's better to just say words of peace and leave it as is. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. So giving up arguing with people who disrespect you is a form of husn al-khuluq, right? Giving up an argument is a form of husn al-khuluq, is a form of good mannerisms. And implementing this, of course, is more difficult, is very difficult and easier said than done. It's easier said than done. And that is why the reward for it is very great. And we take this from the beautiful hadith of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ when he says, من ترك الكذب وهو باطل بني له قصر في ربض الجنة ومن ترك المراء وهو محق بني له في وسطها ومن حسن خلقه بني له في أعلاها. أو كما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. He's saying whoever gives up telling lies in support of false claims, or in support of a false claim, a palace will be built for him in the outskirts of paradise. And whoever gives up an argument when he is in the right, a palace will be built for him in the middle of paradise. And whoever had good behavior or good manners or perfects his mannerisms, a palace will be built for him in the highest reaches of paradise. Beautiful hadith, and it specifically includes what we're talking about today. Right? When we talk about husn al-khuluq, part of husn al-khuluq is to leave off an argument even if you're in the right, even if you have the right facts, even if you can outdo the person with logic, even if you can give all the evidence that you want, right? All the Quranic verses, you want to prove the person wrong, even if you can do that, it's better to just leave the argument. Why? Why? They'll never be convinced. What's another reason? Even if they were convinced, they'd still have negative feelings towards you. They'd still have negative energy towards you. Even if you were to give them all the logic and prove them wrong, they'd still feel bad feelings towards you. And so it's better in this case, right, that you take the side approach. Right? You come to them from a different angle. You show them by example. Right? These are all different ways that you can change a person without directly telling them what they're doing is wrong. Right? And of course, an example of this was Hassan and Hussein. Right? When they saw a person making wudu very quickly. Right? So in order to advise the old person or the old man, they said, "Can you tell which one of us is doing the wudu more correctly?" So they perfecting their wudu, and the old man could tell from what they were doing that they were teaching him. Right? They were showing him how to correct his wudu. Right? So this is example of how we have husn khuluq. Even if you were to give all the evidence, even if you were to show the person, it's better to just leave it. Even if you're in the right, approach it from a different angle. Right? Approach it later. Don't take it head on. Right? Don't take it head on, because if you take it head on, you're doing a lot more pressure than you need to be. Right? And this is part of husn khuluq that we need to understand and we need to implement on our lives. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. Turn away from those who are ignorant. Ignorant of what? Ignorant of your rights. Maybe they slander you, maybe they slander your parents, maybe they disrespect you, they disrespect your honor. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. May Allah Azza wa Jalla enable us to implement this beautiful characteristic. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. ربنا اغفر لنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا وما أسررنا وما أعلنا وما أنت أعلم به منا. ربنا اغفر لنا للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب للدعوات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Anything that I've said is correct is from Allah and Allah alone. Anything that I've said that is incorrect is from myself and from shaitan, and I ask Allah's forgiveness for me and for all of you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.